What if that moment of déjà vu, that glitch in the matrix you joked about, wasn't just a trick of your mind? What if it was a crack in the code of our reality? Welcome to the Bizarre Bureau. Today, we're unplugging from the system to explore one of the most mind-bending ideas ever conceived, the simulation paradox. Are we living in a sophisticated computer simulation? And more importantly, what happens when that simulation starts to break? The idea that our reality is an illusion isn't new. Philosophers from Plato to Descartes have questioned the nature of what we perceive. But in the digital age, this ancient query has taken on a terrifyingly plausible form. The simulation hypothesis, popularized by Oxford philosopher Nick Bostrom, isn't just science fiction fodder anymore. It's a serious academic argument. Bostrom's logic is chillingly simple. If any civilization anywhere, ever, reaches a stage of technological maturity where they can run ancestor simulations, highly detailed simulations of their past, they would likely run billions of them. If that's the case, then statistically, it's overwhelmingly more probable that we are one of those simulated beings rather than the original base reality. Think about it. One base reality versus potentially trillions of simulated ones. Where do you think you're sitting right now? Let's break down how this would even be possible. Look at the progress of our own technology. In just a few decades, we've gone from Pong to hyper-realistic virtual reality worlds that can fool our senses. Project that trajectory forward a few thousand, or even 1,000,000 years. A civilization that advanced could harness computational power on a planetary or even galactic scale. They could simulate the laws of physics, the firing of every neuron in every brain, the dance of every galaxy, all with perfect fidelity. To the beings inside that simulation, like us, the world would be indistinguishable from a physical one. Our thoughts, our emotions, our loves, and our losses would all feel completely real, because to us, they will be. They are just the output of an incredibly complex calculation. The air you're breathing, the screen you're watching is on, it could all be just lines of code. This brings us to the core of the paradox. If we are in a simulation, who is running it, and why? Are we a historical reenactment for future beings to study their past? A scientific experiment to see how a civilization develops under certain parameters? Or, more unsettlingly, are we just a form of entertainment? A cosmic video game for some advanced entity? The motives of our potential creators are a complete black box, and that's where the unease really sets in. We could be an art project, a sociological study, or simply the background characters in someone else's simulated story. We would have no way of knowing. We are, by design, completely in the dark. But here's where it gets truly bizarre. What if the simulation isn't perfect? What if, like any complex piece of software, it has bugs? This is the simulation paradox. The idea that for a simulation to be perfect, it must perfectly hide the fact that it's a simulation. But the more complex it gets, the higher the chance of errors or glitches. These glitches could manifest in our world in ways we already struggle to explain. Think about quantum mechanics, for instance. The observer effect, where particles behave differently when they are being watched, sounds an awful lot like a system rendering details only when a conscious observer or player is looking. It's a way for the program to save on processing power. Don't render what's not on screen. Sound familiar? Many physicists have pointed to other strange features of our universe as potential evidence. The fact that there seems to be a pixel size to our reality, known as the Planck length, a minimum possible distance below which the concepts of space and time break down, or the fixed speed of light, which could be the ultimate processing speed of the cosmic computer running our universe. These aren't just weird quirks of physics. They could be the fundamental limitations of the hardware we're running on. It's as if we've zoomed in so far on the screen of reality that we can finally see the pixels. The fabric of the cosmos might not be a fabric at all, but a grid. So, let's talk about those glitches, the moments when the code breaks reality. You've probably heard stories, or maybe even experienced one yourself. People report seeing objects momentarily flicker out of existence, or a person walking down the street who suddenly vanishes. There's the Mandela effect, where large groups of people collectively misremember historical facts or pop culture details, as if a patch was implemented in our shared history, and some of us are still running the old version of the software. Could these be simple memory failures, or are they evidence of the system's code being rewritten or failing to load assets correctly? Think about those strange coincidences, the moments of synchronicity that feel too perfect to be random chance. You think of a long-lost friend, and they call you a minute later. You're looking for a specific obscure book, and you find it lying on a park bench. Are these just the beautiful chaos of life, or are they narrative beats placed by the system? Is it a quest marker designed to guide our story? It's a compelling thought. Maybe free will isn't as free as we think it is. Perhaps we are all following a loose script, and these glitches and synchronicities are the moments we catch a glimpse of the screenwriter's hand. The paradox deepens when we consider our own attempts to create simulations. If we are in a simulation, and we ourselves are on the verge of creating our own convincing simulated realities like The Sims on a godlike scale, then we are creating simulations within a simulation. This creates an infinite regress, a nested reality of Russian dolls, with simulations all the way down. This actually strengthens Bostrom's argument. If it's possible to create a simulation, and the simulated beings can also create a simulation, the number of simulated realities would explode exponentially, making it even more certain that we are not in the one original base reality. But let's consider the dark side of this. What happens if our creators decide to pull the plug? If our universe is just an experiment, it could be terminated at any moment without warning. A cosmic Control-Alt-Delete. Or what if a real-world virus infects our simulated reality? Would the laws of physics start to warp? Would reality itself begin to unravel in a cascade of glitches and system errors? The very stability we take for granted could be a temporary state. It's a terrifying thought that our entire existence hinges on the stability of a computer system we can't see and a user we can't know. Ultimately, the simulation paradox is a question we may never be able to answer from within the system. Any evidence we find could, itself, be part of the simulation, designed to lead us down a specific path of inquiry. Maybe this very video is a programmed event, meant to make you think about this exact topic. But whether it's true or not, the idea forces us to question everything. It encourages us to look for the beauty in the code, to appreciate the complexity of our consciousness, whether it's born of biology or binary, real or simulated. This is our reality. So, what do you think? Are we living a lie, or is this all just a fantastic thought experiment? Let me know your own glitch in the matrix stories in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in to the Bizarre Bureau. If you enjoyed this journey down the rabbit hole, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the unknown. Stay curious.